Sasha Banks pulled the plug on Boss Time on Monday Night Raw, literally. The WWE star and Naomi, her fellow women's tag team champion, walked out of Scope Arena in Norfolk, Virginia prior to their match on Monday, WWE confirmed to the Post. PWInsider was first to report the pair leaving the building. Banks and Naomi arrived at the arena and were informed they were to take part in the main event of Monday Night Raw, according to WWE. The announced match was that Banks, Naomi, Becky Lynch, Asuka, Doudrop and Nikki A.S.H. were going to take part in a six-pack challenge match to determine the next person to face Bianca Belair for a Raw Women's Championship at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view later this month. Banks and Naomi apparently took issue with the match. Naomi was scheduled to win, according to Fightful Select. During the broadcast, they walked into WWE Head of Talent Relations John Laurinaitis' office with their suitcases in hand, placed their tag team championship belts on his desk and walked out, WWE said in a statement. They claimed they weren't respected enough as tag team champions. And even though they had 8 hours to rehearse and construct their match, they claimed they were uncomfortable in the ring with two of their opponents, even though they'd had matches with those individuals in the past with no consequence, according to reports. Banks took up her concerns directly to WWE Chairman Vince McMahon, who chose not to change the creative. Fightful Select also reported that Banks and Naomi's issues were mainly rooted in proposed plans for them as tag team champions and not the women they were scheduled to work with. WWE pivoted on the show by having Lynch frantically approach on-screen WWE official Adam Pearce to tell him Banks and Naomi had left the building. The match was switched to a one-on-one contest between Lynch and Asuka, who ended up getting the win. On the broadcast, commentator Corey Graves mentioned them leaving the building multiple times during the show, so it is always possible the incident is used in an on-screen angle in the future. Sasha Banks and Naomi summarily and unprofessionally walked out, Graves said. Last-minute changes are very much the norm prior to WWE shows, as creative is very fluid, but this incident didn't seem to sit well with the company. Monday Night Raw is a scripted live TV show, whose characters are expected to perform the requirements of their contract, WWE said. We regret we were unable to deliver, as advertised, tonight's main event.